welcome to the latest health news that you will not see on the mainstream media. So talking about number one, well, the mainstream media is often involved with, well, the Washington Post itself is a mainstream media franchise. So looking at the Washington Post, well, it's actually owned by Amazon. So of course they may cover for some of Amazon's faults, as we see here. Washington Post covers for Amazon supplement fraud. It says Amazon.com does not permit the sale of CBD products, hence there are no reputable companies selling CBD on the site. And while Amazon prohibits the sale of CBD, it sells ad space for CBD and allows merchants to tag products as CBD so that customers can find them when searching for CBD products. Now, this may come off as no surprise to many of you, being that Amazon is a big corporation now, becoming one of the world's biggest, if not the biggest already, retailers, giving people, everything from health supplements to superfoods to everything that people think may be healthy or may be helpful. And frankly, they sell a lot of questionable things too. I believe there's even been reports in the past they wanted to sell satanic books and different religion books, and they let certain things on the website that probably shouldn't be on the website. But it's like, is that bound to happen, being how much influence and power they have? But also, what is going on here, and are they attacking certain people and not others? Are they relabeling certain products and making it their own? That's what we see here, actually. So it says Amazon defrauds customers in more than ways than one, as testing reveals some products contain CBD even though CBD is not listed on the label, while other products listed as CBD contain none. And then it says, by selling ads for CBD, controlling search results for CBD, and not properly policing its marketplace, Amazon is willfully funneling consumers toward products of questionable quality and safety. So this is right in front of our face. It's saying CBD, but yet not being a CBD product. What's up with that? Why can't we just fix these simple things, perhaps, then, right? Is that an FTC complaint? Is this a problem of simple trade and commerce that you think would be resolved, right? It's just like GMO labeling or labeling on certain foods, right? Why can't it be labeled? Why can't there be transparency? And how do we make sure that it's actually the product that we want? Do we actually know what this product is? Do we know where it comes from? Do we know if it's been tested for heavy metals? Do we know if it's not just a rip-off or a replacement product, right? All these questions must be asked, and not necessarily by Amazon, but by you, the consumer, because you're the one taking this product, you're the one believing in it as being healthy. And that's why we have to look at what is the sources of, let's say, our meats, for example. Is it grass-fed? Is it pasture-raised? Is it local? And then asking for each individual product to some cases, especially the most important ones being that, meat is a pretty big hot topic. You got to look at, well, what is the ones that are most important? If you're using CBD for a medicinal purpose, then it's pretty darn important that you find a CBD that is of high quality, right? And many times people are, if they're looking for all these tinctures, as you see in this picture above, or they're looking for superfoods, they're doing it for health reasons. They're doing it because they want to feel a certain way, right? And so it says, by selling ads, so while I read that, while hemp has been legalized, CBD is under the regulatory authority of the FDA, which views CBD as a drug, and as such, all CBD supplements are considered unapproved drugs. And you may see that's very similar to what I had in my vaping documentary as well. Where they call, certain things this and certain things that, so they can label them under certain categories, even though each product is of its own, just like how each person of us is of their own, and you can't just give one drug to a bunch of people with the same condition, right? Looking at that general aspect, can we look at it instead as an individual aspect, as an individual product, right? Instead of putting every little fancy little tag on there just to end up in the search results, which is what a lot of Amazon products do, and you may see. How about we look at the actual product itself, the ingredients in it? In many cases, I look on Amazon for nutritional ingredients and stuff. I can't even find it sometimes. It's not even in the description. It's not even in the photos. So, why is that? And maybe that should be more of a requirement. It's up to you as a consumer telling them, well, this is what I want, and this is what I expect, and this is the transparency that I expect to see going to a website that is selling me health supplements, right? But it says the Washington Post pitches a softball, of course, right? Because they're owned by Amazon. And Amazon's owned by this guy named Jeff Bezos, right? All right, and it says, why does Amazon prohibit CBD? Oh, I don't know, maybe because they're a multi-billion conglomerate, and all these big media companies are in bed with the pharmaceutical in bed with the big tech companies, so it's not not a big surprise to me there personally. I don't know how you feel about it, but just looking at it, it's bizarre, because why would they want natural medicine, especially your own willful take on it, not like medically approved and given by your doctor, but rather you go on the internet, you actively take it as a plant, it's just a plant. It's just a food compound. Why can't you take it for yourself and then decide, well, this is what I want to take, and I just want to get it. I just want to grow this plant, instead of it being confiscated and be like, no, 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 you can't have that plant. Like, it's just a plant, right? But it says on a federal level, CBD is not a legal dietary supplement. On a federal level, right? Because that's what the government officials say, so we must surely believe them, right? It says, please don't buy CBD from Amazon. The article here concludes from Mercola.com. It says, according to Project CBD, at least 50 conditions are believed to be improved by CBD, including pain, seizures, digestive disorders, degenerative neurological disorders, mood disorders, and high blood pressure. Now, keep in mind, CBD is not THC. Okay, THC and CBD are two completely different components in the same plant called marijuana, but CBD is also found in hemp, right? And hemp is completely safe. It doesn't have THC. THC is the psychoactive component that many people think of when they think marijuana, which they sometimes equate to hemp, but they're two completely different plants. So again, CBD and THC are two completely different compounds. THC is a psychoactive component that makes people go a little loopy and crazy, right? So CBD is actually completely safe. In fact, CBD is very medicinal as well. In many cases, people feel the need to take, the forms with THC, but maybe they don't have to always take that form of the THC. They can sometimes take a form with the CBD. They could sometimes take hemp seed, hemp oil, hemp patches and stuff like that, CBD oil. There's different ways of doing it. It's not just smoking. In fact, I don't believe smoking is great at all. In any case, I believe that smoking, it causes carcinogens simply by its nature of smoking, of burning, right? But looking at the root of it, right? Because we can't conclude among everything, right? Because people may call black tea as burnt, or as the same way as you're putting a flame to it, actually, to make black tea, because black tea is green tea, the same plant. But black tea could also be made through oxidation, just through simple fermentation. It doesn't have to be through burning. Okay, so looking at it two different lenses, maybe there's good and there's bad depending on the plant, depending on how it's used, right? There's so many dependencies to look at. And so when it comes to just Amazon labeling their products, you would hope that maybe they can help consumers out a little bit and just tell them what the product is, right? Or are they leaving it up to the companies, right? They regulate themselves and so forth. So it says it could also help with degenerative neurological disorders, things like Alzheimer's and dementia, mood disorders, and high blood pressure. It says, see the endocannabinoid system and the important role it plays in human health. Yes, we have CBD in our brain already. That's why it's so effective. In fact, especially for things like mental problems, as I mentioned before, right? The endocannabinoid system is actually quite incredible, because it teaches you right there in its name. It says cannabinoid. It has cannabis. We have cannabis inside of us. Isn't that crazy? If you want to look at it like that. So it says, knowing that Amazon will not permit high-quality CBD products to be sold means you simply should not buy anything CBD related from them, especially when they can't just keep these simple transparency measures, right? And it says, I also recommend caution when buying other nutritional supplements from Amazon, seeing how the platform has been caught selling counterfeit supplements on more than one occasion, as I previously mentioned. It says it's important you purchase your CBD products from a trusted source, right? Are you sure of the products that you're consuming? That's all I'm asking here, is are you sure? With all the questions to consider, with the preparation, with the actual product itself, are you actually just sure that it's actually a good source? And that the company's intentions are not just to sell you a product, but to actually heal you? Do they have science behind them? Do they actually have lab tests behind them? These are questions to have, because now every day nowadays, everybody's a CBD salesman, everyone's a supplement salesman, everybody's this and that, right? But do they have the science on their side? Do they have the facts on their side? Do they have the questions that they want you to ask for yourself, or they just want to push an agenda toward you, right, and want you to believe it? It says the cannabis plant, including hemp, is an efficient extractor of heavy metals from the soil, making heavy metal testing particularly important for hemp-based CBD products. So make sure you get those heavy metal testings for that, and it should be public, right? They shouldn't have to email it to you or make some private sourcing there, and some independent lab often has to do it, because there's not much funding behind that, and they don't. It depends, right? And some bigger companies may try to crowd out the market. Maybe this is a front story actually for bigger companies to come in and just take over the market. Who knows, right? I mean, that's what we see with the vaping industry, with Juul, for example, taking over the industry, and then other products coming in, dominating them. I don't know what's going on, okay? But generally speaking, it's a competition out there, and everybody wants to say, I'm real, this is fake, and this is the best one to take, right? And that's what I hear all the time. So just make sure that what you're consuming is actually legit. And how do you make that conclusion? Well, you have to ask a lot of questions. You have to ask a lot of questions, and the same thing goes with healing your body.